It was a calm Saturday morning in the small town of Maplewood, where everyone knew everyone. Birds chirped, sunlight filtered through the oak trees, and the streets were still sleepy, except for one. At Maplewood Diner, the familiar rumble of motorcycle engines echoed through the morning mist. A group of bikers, known as the Iron Hearts, had pulled in for their usual weekend breakfast. Though their appearance scared some, tattoos, leather jackets, and roaring bikes, they were known in town for something else entirely: kindness. They often raised money for veterans, helped the homeless, and escorted bullied kids to school. Their leader, Jack Hawk Henderson, a tall man in his late 40s with a weathered face and kind blue eyes, sipped his black coffee at the corner booth. He was tough, sure, but everyone knew, behind that beard and biker vest was a man with a heart of gold. As the group laughed and talked, a sound suddenly pierced the calm morning. It was a cry, a small, trembling voice outside the diner's door. Hawk was the first to hear it. He turned, frowning. "You guys hear that?" They all stopped talking. Another sound followed. A child crying, and through the glass door, Hawk saw a little boy, maybe 7 years old, wearing a torn red hoodie, standing barefoot on the cold pavement. Hawk stood up immediately. "Hey, little man," he said gently, stepping outside. "You okay?" The boy's face was red and wet with tears. He looked terrified, his small hands clenched around a toy car. He hit my grandma." The boy sobbed. "Please help her, please." The whole diner went silent. Hawk knelt to his level. "Who hit your grandma, son?" The boy hiccuped between sobs. "The man next door. He lives in the blue house. Grandma told him to stop yelling at his dog. Then, he pushed her down. She's not waking up." Hawk's jaw tightened. Behind him, the rest of the Iron Hearts had already gathered, big men with heavy boots, their faces filled with anger and concern. "Which house?" Hawk asked softly. The boy pointed down the street. "That one. The blue one with the broken fence." "All right," Hawk said, standing up. "You did good, kid. We're gonna help your grandma. You stay right here with me." He turned to his group. "Tank, you call 911. Tell them there's an assault victim, possible head injury. The rest of you." The bikers didn't need instructions. They were already moving. The Iron Hearts walked down the street. 8 massive men in black leather, boots pounding the sidewalk, their engines still rumbling in the background. Neighbors peeked out through curtains, whispering. But Hawk didn't care. He had one thing on his mind: the boy's grandma. They reached the blue house. The front yard was messy, trash scattered, the dog barking wildly behind a gate. And there, near the porch steps, lay an elderly woman, frail and pale, motionless on the ground. Hawk rushed to her side, checking for a pulse. "She's breathing," he said in relief. "She's got a pulse. Looks like she hit her head." "Ambulance is on the way," Tank said behind him, phone still in hand. Just then, a man appeared at the door, tall and shaven, holding a beer can even though it was barely 9 a.m. His face went pale when he saw the bikers. "What the hell is this?" he snapped. "Get off my property." Hawk stood slowly. "You hurt this lady." The man sneered. "She shouldn't have stuck her nose where it didn't belong." That was the wrong thing to say. Tank and the others stepped forward, but Hawk raised his hand. "Nobody touch him. The cops are coming. But you're gonna stand right here until they do." The man laughed nervously. "Or what? You'll hit me." Hawk took one slow step forward. Calm, composed, but his eyes cold as steel. "No," Hawk said, quietly. "We don't hit people, but we make sure men like you can't hurt anyone else." The man froze, realizing he was badly outnumbered, and that these weren't thugs. These were protectors. Within minutes, the distant sound of sirens echoed down the street. Paramedics arrived and gently lifted the old woman, Mrs. Louise Turner, as the neighbors called her, onto a stretcher. The boy, whose name was Eli, ran to her side, clutching her hand. "Grandma, please wake up," he whispered, tears streaming down. Hawk placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "She's gonna be okay, buddy. You did the right thing." The police questioned the man, who tried to deny everything, until 2 witnesses, neighbors who had seen the assault, came forward. Within minutes, the man was in handcuffs, yelling curses as he was shoved into the back of the patrol car. The boy flinched at the shouting, and Hawk crouched beside him again. "Hey, look at me," Hawk said softly. "You're safe now. Your grandma's safe too." The Iron Hearts followed the ambulance to Maplewood General Hospital. They waited in the hallway while doctors checked Mrs. Turner. Eli sat between Hawk and Tank, clutching Hawk's leather vest. "You guys are like superheroes," Eli said after a while, his voice still shaky. Tank chuckled. "Nah, kid, superheroes wear capes. We just wear jackets." That made Eli smile a little for the first time. After a few hours, a doctor came out. "She's awake," he said. "She's asking for her grandson." Eli jumped up, eyes wide. Hawk followed him into the room. Mrs. Turner looked weak but smiled when she saw them. "Oh, my brave boy," she whispered. "You brought help." Eli nodded, holding her hand. "The bikers came, Grandma. They saved you." Her eyes filled with tears as she looked at Hawk. "Thank you," she said softly. "People see your jackets and think trouble. But today, you were angels." Hawk smiled gently. "Ma'am, we just did what anyone should do." News of what happened spread through Maplewood by evening. "Bikers save elderly woman from attacker," the local newspaper headline read. People who once crossed the street to avoid the Iron Hearts now waved when they passed. Kids took pictures with them. Someone even started a fundraiser for Mrs. Turner's medical bills, and Hawk's group doubled it anonymously. But the best part, Eli started visiting the biker clubhouse every weekend. He'd clean bikes, eat burgers with the guys, and even got a tiny Iron Hearts kids patch for his jacket. He told Hawk one day, "When I grow up, I'm gonna ride a bike like you and help people." Hawk grinned. "Then you'll fit right in, kid." Months later, the man who attacked Mrs. Turner was sentenced to prison for assault. In court, Hawk and a few bikers attended quietly in the back, not for revenge, but to show support for Mrs. Turner and Eli. When the man saw Hawk there, he looked down, ashamed. Maybe it was guilt, maybe fear, but Hawk didn't care. Justice was done. A few weeks later, Mrs. Turner came to the biker clubhouse, holding a basket of homemade pies. "I can't thank you boys enough," she said with a warm smile. "You saved my life, and you gave my grandson hope." Hawk laughed. "You don't owe us anything, ma'am." But she shook her head. "You gave us back faith in people. That's something priceless." She placed the basket on the table, and the bikers cheered as they dug in. Eli laughed and sat beside Hawk, wearing his little red hoodie, this time clean and mended. On the first warm day of spring, Hawk lifted Eli onto the back of his Harley. "Hold on tight, little man," Hawk said. As they rode through Maplewood, people waved and smiled. The town that once feared the bikers now saw them for who they truly were, protectors, not rebels. Eli raised his hands in joy as the wind rushed past. Mrs. Turner watched from her porch, tears in her eyes, her heart full. And for the first time in a long time, Maplewood wasn't just a quiet town, it was a kind town. Because one small boy had cried for help, and 8 bikers had listened.